Grammarly now uses AI to help you write.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Bomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. Today promises to be very interesting as we're going to be talking about a whole lot of things. Today, there's public holiday for people that, for Nigerians and people that take public holidays. There's public holiday in a couple of days' time. The Minister of Interior has a few things to say as well about the prisons. This drama in the Senate and Senator Natasha's recall does not look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. She just might be the first senator to be successfully recalled in the history of Nigeria. Also, the constitution amendment bills, the passing is still going on. I think they have passed about over 100 bills in the House of Representatives. Looks like there's something that there's a record that they're trying to beat. At that, I do not know. But there are quite a number of interesting bills that we're also going to be looking at today as it goes on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. My name is Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome again to the bar. And with me in the studio is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar.
Okay, so we're going straight into the gist. Let's start from the Ministry of Interior. The Ministry of Interior has announced Monday, March 31st and April 1st as Tuesday as public holidays for the Eid-el-Fitr holiday. People that there's holiday. The funny thing is that I like schools these days. They're quite smart. I will not be surprised. I think at least I know maybe for Lagos and Oyo and Ogun State, children are already on holiday. If they're not on holiday, they're almost moving to getting to holidays. So, in the real sense of it, they don't get public holidays because they're already going to be on holiday anyway.
That's what it is. Holiday this, holiday that, But
so I like these schools. They're just, merging it together. You're going to be at home anyway. So let's not get anything out of your school curriculum, which makes sense when you think about it.
The most important thing, though, is the fact that people collectively embarked on a journey of about 28 to 29 days of spiritual cleansing and fasting and blessing people and giving, because a lot of people just focus on only the fasting aspect, that you go off certain things beyond food now. You behave a certain way. And this period has given us one of the hottest songs that's come out this year, Taliban's Ramadan. It's become like beyond Ramadan, actually, because it's getting a lot of airplay. But again, another aspect of the month of Ramadan that I like is the giving. You see that a lot of people actually go out, because you're supposed to eat twice a day. The Iftar is in the evening, and Sahur, which we used to call Sari when we were younger, is in the early morning, maybe like 2-3 a.m. or thereabout. At least it's supposed to be sunrise and sunset, though, before sunrise and before sunset. And you find that a lot of people are doing the Iftar thing, and they're actually giving up meals to people. Then it has become seriously politicized also in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I think it started under Buhari, if I'm not mistaken. where it would host people to the breaking of fast in the evening, and it would be majorly politicians. But I noticed with Tinubu, he started doing with even captains of industry and all of that. It's become a big deal. Then you see some governors have also started doing the iftar thing. In Lagos, some local governments are organizing prayers. And there's something that happens towards the end of Ramadan also, when for like 10 days towards the end of fasting, there's this vigil that usually happens, and different organized vigils in different parts of Nigeria, especially Lagos, that I know a lot about. So it's interesting how, this has become something that when it was about to start, there was controversies. Who's going to call the start? Some people were like, they wouldn't wait for the Sultan, or there are apps, and look at it now. Everybody has moved on to the point where, Ramadan is over, more or less over. And now we're looking at the killing of Ram.
In a few weeks' time.
Yeah, I know she was going to try to set the record straight, you see, but rams will be killed very soon. You see, there's ram in Ramadan, so there'll be ram very soon. To my dear Muslim brothers and sisters, we love you very much, and it's not because of the ram. It's part of it, though.
Yeah. Anyway, we're moving on from that.
And to the people who didn't give us meat last year. This is another year.
Why people that not give me meat?
This is another year. Don't let these mistakes repeat itself.
Don't let it repeat itself. Wow.
Joe.
It's a mistake, Abi.
Mistake, ni. Some people want to do something for you. They just want to do it, but somewhere along the line,
the devil decided to show up.
I don't even want to say devil, just some influences.
An oversight.
Like maybe some people you didn't invite came to your house. So the meat you were keeping for us, you had to. But please don't make such mistakes again.
Don't make such mistakes.
Please, it's very, very important.
Another interesting thing that a lot of people, at least people in the Southwest, or would I say Nigeria, is looking forward to again with the Ileya now is Ojide Oba, because it's become like a thing. It's become a huge deal now. So it's something that a lot of people are also looking forward to. So we'll see. Anyway, moving on from that, still talking about the Ministry of Interior, the minister himself, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has now raised an alarm saying that about 26,000 children in custodial centers, or what we know as prisons, around the country, and is saying that these places, even though these children might have committed one offense or another, it's no place for a child. It's not. First things first, he talked about how the custodial centers need to move from being just places where you keep people to where people need to be rehabilitated. And then talking about children, that we have to have proper juvenile centers for children and not the prisons that we have. I wouldn't lie, when I saw the story, I was shocked. A few months ago, about last year, there were protests, about people were protesting about the high cost of living in Nigeria. Yeah, I remember that.
And the bulk of the violence actually happened up north, and people were arrested. Then a few months ago, when they were arraigned, you saw there were
children,
underage people mixed with adults, and it became a big problem. People were not happy with that at all. And you would have thought that level of outrage would not come up again, because it was maybe it was a one-off. A one-off thing. It was because of the riot. But 26,000, and that's the record that they have come up with.
That's the official record. It could be more. We're in Nigeria.
26,000 on that
minors,
aged people.
Our regular prisons are not even conducive enough for adults, now talk less of children. I think it's a sad thing. However, I won't say I'm happy, but the fact that it's coming from the ministry themselves, and not that it is somebody outside that is pointing it out to them, maybe at this point there might be something that might be done about it. I know that a couple of weeks ago, the Ministry of Interior, the minister himself had announced that the president had approved the movement of a lot of prisons out of the locations they are in. He was talking about how it's not safe. They're too small. A lot of them are colonial, and that now there's a lot of civilization around them. So it's not even safe for everybody around the prisons and all that. So I know that there are conversations about moving most of these prisons. I know that there was talks of Agodi prison. There was talks of Ikoyi prison. There were quite a number of them that needed to be moved from the metropolis around the country. So maybe this is where they will do, and they're looking into, I hope that at the same time they're building juvenile centers, because the truth is that, except ones who lie to ourselves, there will be children that would also break the law, and that's the truth. However, the truth is but there's always supposed to be a system that treats them as children and not as criminals, because I think that is easier to rehabilitate minors, no matter how bad we think that what that child has done or not, is easier than adults.
I kind of agree, with adults it's harder, and it's only people who have actually made up their minds that this is what they actually want to do for themselves to get their lives back on track. And Nigeria started calling prisons correctional centers. It became some kind of rebranding.
Then it's now custodial centers.
And another.
I think I would agree with custodial centers. Correctional.
So they both still sound like
it's just English.
Like semantics, like you said, just English to me. Because come on, these places are congested. These places, it's like most of the people who go there come out worse, because they're exposed to even more crimes. And when I say more crimes, I mean the fact that it's now like a large chunk of criminals, in one place, and they don't have enough to keep them away from crime, because they're going to learn more from these people, as against, building more modern prisons, in far-flung places where there's plenty land, so you can actually have farms and other things. What's wrong with the prison system actually feeding itself and generating its IGR? In some countries, plate numbers are made by prisoners, and they also have other things that they do to earn money. So, and they get to now. A few of them, kudos to the Nigerian system, though. A few of them have started going to university online, yes, and everything. The National Open University is open to some of them who are interested, but there has to be some major 180.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it's even
a deliberate effort,
if it's schooling that you're going to go, that's what y'all can afford at the moment. Why I can go into school, I think that maybe it shouldn't even be optional. It should be a deliberate thing that you are not going to be in this system without coming out without a form of degree.
That's it. That actually just helps them. It actually just helps them.
It keeps them busy.
Again, kudos to the government. Recently, they increased the feeding budget for Nigerian prisons. But we all know it's still not enough.
Funny enough, to me, as much as even if they want to double whatever it is they increase it to now, my fear is not that they would not, the federal government will not increase it. My fear is how much of this is actually getting to these people. Sorry, excuse me.
That's another major one.
That's it for me. Like, how much really of that is getting to this? But I hope that, because I think that I would say that I have a little bit of faith in this particular Minister of Interior. He has said a few things and that he will do, and he has actually done. So maybe I would say that I'm going to have a little bit of faith in the Minister of Interior, and let's see what he comes up with when it comes to the issue of prisons. I know that in a statement also they were talking about having, they're trying to open a paramilitary academy. Basically, it said that it's also a way to teach the prison officials and I think police, basically rules of engagement and all that those things need to. So it said it's in the works, and they're hoping that it comes up quickly.
It's very important. One of the things that we've also been clamoring for is the shooting range. They carry guns anyway, so it's not like we're advocating for them to use their guns willy-nilly. We're saying train them better
to do the right thing.
To practice. They need to. It actually needs to be mandatory. Like maybe once a month or something. Go to the shooting range and
you have to pass some level of. I agree.
Before they actually hand this dangerous weapons over
to them
to policemen.
Anyway, let's move on from that quickly and let's go to the National Assembly. There's a lot happening in National Assembly today. First up is the Red Chamber. That is the Senate. As it's official now. The Senate has now thrown out a bill. The motion, remember that one that caused drama yesterday afternoon, not the 2 days ago drama. Yesterday drama in the Senate. The one about the Humphrey Nwosu. Yeah, I heard about Humphrey Nwosu and wanting to immortalize him basically by calling the INEC headquarters, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission headquarters, after him, naming it after him. Now the Senate has officially thrown out that prayers, and they're saying that nope, they're not doing that. The motion was re-sponsored again by Senator Ayinaya Abaribe today, but the lawmakers threw it out. Ayinaya, sorry.
So the thing is that it's got me thinking, right? Did he really, really want this bill to be passed?
Did he?
Yes.
Why not?
Okay. In politics, just like in business and office politics and even their own politics that they're playing, you don't just sponsor certain bills without doing a little bit of politicking. For instance, he would have sounded out a few people and gotten a few people on his side. Then the drama yesterday, totally avoidable. Because now I feel that whatever he did yesterday might have swayed some people who might have supported him.
So funny enough, yesterday and today, it's the same set of people that had the same issues yesterday I had today. First things first, he said that he did not put it out properly. However, one of the major issues they had, especially people from the southwest senators, had a lot of issues with it. Apparently, it looked like that debate was between the southeast and southwestern senators. So the southeasterners had felt, a lot of them had felt that he was one that was announcing it, but he didn't announce it completely, that because it was under a military regime, there was a lot of things that he couldn't do. However, someone like Senator Jimoh Ibrahim had dismissed the idea outrightly, saying that he did not announce the results anyway, so there's nothing that should be named after him, that there's nothing you're talking about. So also, Senator Cyril Fashuyi also said that, in his words, history does not reward efforts, only results. As long as he did not announce the result, whether under duress or not, he said he doesn't think that INEC, anybody, the headquarters should be named after him. Senator Sunday Karimi also said Nwosu lacked the courage to speak out. He also said, and another senator, Senator Afolabi Salisu, said that immortalizing him was actually undermining the memory of MK Abiola, who the was the winner of the election, and there's still, it's still not been announced up until today officially. So there's nothing that there's nothing anybody can do about it. So it looks like according to reports, after serious deliberation, it was through a voice vote, and there was a major voice vote that said nay.
Okay.
However, they had agreed to honor him with a 1 minute silence, and that's it.
Once again, I say, did he really want this thing to be passed? And everything she said just takes me back to what I was trying to say. Did he really want it to be passed? Did he do everything by the book? Did he also play politics? If the entire Southwest were going to shut it down, what about the North? What about the South-South? What about the Northeast, Northwest, North Central? Do you understand? Did he really want it to pass, or did he just want to create drama? I see people...
Okay, I get your point now.
Trying to, look, it's going to become something like people say it's unfair, it's undemocratic, it's another form of marginalization and everything. That's what you're going to start hearing. Do you understand? As against looking at the real merits of the matter. And again, even beyond all of this drama in the Senate, the question is this the only way to immortalize someone you feel deserves it? This is how June 12 became a thing. The military killed June 12 and killed Abiola also, physically. When democracy started in 99, the Southwest governors started using June 12, the date itself, as their own democracy day.
Yeah.
The rest of Nigeria said it's the day that the president became president that is democracy day. Then the Southwest went a step further and declared a state.
They do public holidays.
A public holiday
around that day. Yes.
They went. It was first just to mark it. Then it became a public holiday.
Yeah.
And they were consistent.
Oh yes, they were.
There was 8 years of Obasanjo. It didn't look their way. Yadwa didn't really stay that long, and of course, good luck Jonathan tried his best in his own small way. Until Buhari. So if you calculate, almost 20 years of agitating for it after we started a democracy. So you woke up yesterday, Senator, and today you want immortalization. Look at the bigger picture. Beyond all the pushback about if he finished the job or not, what have you done in the Southeast? How many streets are named after him? How many buildings have been named after him? How many chairs have been endowed in his name? That's how you start this type of thing. You get? That's how you start. And June 12 is still a touchy matter. It's the reason why Nigeria is where Nigeria is.
It is still a very touchy matter.
So you should have done it in a way that it becomes something that people are like, you know what? Let's just have a part of it. How many lectures have you organized for him? You really feel strongly about his immortalization. What did you do?
Anyway, so it looks like that matter at least is not coming up anytime soon in the Senate anymore. Anyway, before we leave the issue of the Senate, there's still the issue of Senator Natasha Recall's recall. Yesterday we had come out saying that the INEC had actually put it out there and said that the forms that they submitted were not complete. They didn't have contact addresses and phone numbers. However, the people looked like people were serious about this matter, and they provided it for INEC. Now, INEC has now confirmed receipts of the petitioners' contact addresses and others. And they're saying that now they've officially informed Senator Natasha that there is the process of her recall is in process now.
It's a tug of war. You can even remove the tug of and say it is war.
Yeah, it is war.
And everybody will come with their own strategy. Senator Akpoti's strategy is clear now. It's international media, and again some tantrums like what happened 2 days ago in the House. I still don't understand how you would go to the Senate as a petitioner and say,
You are still going back there.
I don't. Let me be honest, because I'm looking at it holistically.
I'm not swearing there.
What if she was sexually abused?
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to like her.
Oh, no.
Like the truth.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't want to lose my chin up top.
Yeah.
What if? So, a lot of people are speaking based on sentiments. A lot of us. But when you drop all of that and look at the merits and the demerits, maybe she's cried wolf in the past, and that's why some people don't take her serious now. There are 2 or 3 names that will always crop up, and how one of them defeated her in this same alleged crimes, sexual assault crimes. Mm-hmm. So if all of this is happening, what if it's actually true that she was sexually assaulted or abused or harassed? Any of those words: abused, harassed, assaulted. It is on her to prove it. He tried it the first time. You should have been on guard. You allegedly should have set him up. No, he allegedly tried it the first time. You should have been on guard the second, and in fact, even set him up.
Yeah.
I'm
just
telling
to get
you,
proper evidence against
get
him.
evidence.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. I'm telling you, that's the end of his career too, self.
You know, the one that amazes me, and I know that, yes, it's very difficult to get evidence of sexual assault, Sadly, it is what it is. However, you cannot go to court without proof. That's one. 2, I still have an issue with the way the matter was brought up. This matter had come up, according to you, 2 years prior. After it's allegedly happening 2 years prior, we still saw videos and pictures of you and him together being very cozy.
Even going on foreign trips.
And then, it is after the issue of move your seat, don't move your seat. You know, I remember, so that time, this man, I still have an issue with that. However, it's very possible she was sexually assaulted, which I agree. But the way she's going on about it, it's sad that if you do not have evidence, there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is.
So that's what we're saying.
But the drama of doing media rounds is not helping anybody. It's not helping you in any way.
That's what we're saying.
Now, she is now accusing INEC of bias, saying that the minute that they had brought that first, the petitioners of her recall, INEC should have cancelled the whole recall process completely.
Where is it written?
And not that
what she's
they
saying
should now
now
accept the new...
This line of thought, mm-hmm. Where is it written? Which law backs it up? You're a lawmaker, a senator. Use the law, not sentiments, not shoulda, coulda, woulda. And these are my issues. Mm-hmm. The people you sent to go and do, you're supporting a woman that went there and basically turned everything upside down without achieving anything.
I don't think anything came out of that process. I'm still waiting for a place.
She has a strategy wrong, in my opinion.
A place where Dr. Obiese Kwesili actually apologizes to the senator.
She won't. She's not going to do it.
I seen a video of the senator apologizing, which I would also say, and I think I saw a tweet like that this morning. I said, this is what I was saying. You cannot insult someone and determine their reaction to your insult. That you cannot. Oh, he shouldn't have said it, but you started it.
Didn't you hear people explaining that shut up is not
I saw a tweet like that. That how is shut. Seriously, really. I think that a lot of times we do not we try to find an excuse for wrong behavior, and I honestly think this is the reason why we are where we are in this country.
You pick your ring lights now, and you abuse the governors, the presidents, the senators, pastors, and it's okay.
No, but then when a senator does it,
when someone is told to shut up in an aggressive manner and he responds aggressively,
excuse me, I want to say something that you said now. What part of shut up is not aggressive? You said the person said shut up in an aggressive manner. Wait, is there a shut up that is unaggressive?
Yeah, there's shut up. You see, you can say
shut up.
Will you keep quiet?
Oh,
will
really?
you shut up?
Would you please shut up? Just shut it.
Your own is becoming too hard though. That is you're shaking head. No, it's a very inviting, loving, sexy shut up. Would you please shut up?
Okay.
You could have used the British accent now. Those ones, they're always very nice. And they have out there say the nice and say, could you please shut up, please?
Okay.
They put please again.
Okay.
Then the guy too, I said, "Oh my God!
She said I should keep
so
quiet.
Nice. I'll shut up."
See, anybody, I say something, and then this nonsense behavior, which is very common with a lot of older people that feel that you are older than them, so you can do anywhere. See, it's nice. So when you are like a millennial and all these boomers or whatever, it's nice. If you try it with these Gen Z children, you will be dragged.
It's just the funny thing that we just age is a tool for oppression. Mm-hmm. They use it when they want to do something,
and I think that's part of
in a certain way. They will tell you, "Oh, can't you see I'm older than you?" Then in some instances, I say, you're too old to do something. But one moment, it's your age that is giving you right to do some things.
And I think that is one of the issues that happened at the Senate. Dr. Obieze Kwesili probably thought that because she was older than him, you can't talk to anybody anyhow. You're not feeding him. You're not taking care of him. In the grand scheme of things, you are a former minister. You're not even a minister. He's an elected senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Ministers need senators for approval.
Yeah.
So
even if you are even a citizen
in the grand scheme of
you are
things,
not even a minister anymore. You are just a regular citizen.
Another thing, senators can summon ministers. Ministers cannot summon senators.
And she's not. She's just even a regular citizen. You were a minister eons ago. Auntie, get off your high horse. Thank you very much. And then I don't know why, as a grandmother.
So anyway. Natasha's recall matter is ongoing. I was saying it yesterday. I said it a couple of times. It's virtually impossible. But how bad can you be that they're going to get all these things that we say is impossible?
But the way it's looking, impossible is nothing. Anyway, we definitely will bring you updates from that. Now let's move on to the House of Representatives. First things first, a member of the House of Representatives from YPP has now moved to ABGA over exclusion from party activities. She says that they do not include her in a lot, so she doesn't feel welcome, and she's moved to ABGA. So ABGA has gained one more House of Rep member in the House of Representatives. And now, and still sticking with the Green Chamber, there are quite a number of things we're going to be talking about there. As
just hold on, because I'm not going to let you gloss over this defection.
Okay.
How many people raised objections to the defection?
Nobody has done that yet.
Why not? Why is it only when someone moves to APC or someone moves to PDP that there's a problem?
They are the ones that is their numbers that really matter. This one, the numbers are not much. So my thought.
There's something wrong somewhere.
Just my thought. They need the numbers. They are the APC has the majority. PDP, if I'm still correct, has the highest minority in the House. So they still need the numbers. I think it's about the numbers. These two parties don't really have so many numbers. So so that's why I think, and it's not the headache of the PDP or the APC. So everybody else. That
shouldn't it be just a standard thing that once there's a defection, there's a problem?
Only when it affects you. Anyway, still talking about the House of Reps. Now, they're passing a lot of bills in the House. A lot of them are passing second reading. And for the past 3 days, there's been doing a lot that have not seen any objection, and there's not been any conversation around it, which I think that if we're not careful, we're going to be seeing a lot of recalls and all that, and it has already started happening. Today, the House of Reps has now made a U-turn about a bill that passed second reading yesterday. The bill that is supposed to remove the immunity conferred on the vice president, state governors, and the deputies.
I said here yesterday that it really didn't make any sense to remove it. I don't see any problem with it because, look, if the person is really that bad, then you still get him one way or the other.
Exactly. So,
but it's better to protect them with immunity. So all these frivolous court cases, will not distract them from governance.
Yeah. So he's that also they also rescinded another decision on the bill to abolish the death penalty.
Yeah. Okay. There's a bill that I don't know keeps just flying under the radar, and someone is proposing a bill for indigenship, which it's vague to me because I've not read it in detail, but it's said to have a part where if you live in some place for 10 years, then you become an indigent.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of bill should be brought up in this country. It doesn't make any sense.
I think it's going to cause a lot of... if you become an indigent of that state, what happens to where you're coming from?
I don't know. But what happens to where you are now claiming to be indigent of? What it means is that you can now say that you want to be Oba, and you want to be king, and you want to be governor and deputy governor, depriving the original indigents of their own chances and opportunities.
Yeah, I think that because we...
everybody comes from somewhere. So why do I need to get another indigenship in my country?
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that the minute we have states of origin in Nigeria, if we didn't have that and anybody is just anywhere, it's a different thing. I think the only way that anything could change is maybe if you are born in another state, then you can be, okay, you might be an indigent of that state because you were born there.
To be honest.
But living in
I was born in Lagos, but I'm from Ondo State. I don't want to be an indigent of Lagos State.
No, that's according to Nigerian law. But if there was a law like that...
I'm saying we don't need such laws. Everybody is from somewhere. Why do I need to erase my lineage and deprive my children of the opportunity to key into their story, their forebears and their ancestors?
And the funny thing is that this thing that you're saying, it reminds me of growing up, my mom. So my dad is born and bred Lagos. Do you understand? So on a normal day, you would expect that, okay, yeah, it's supposed to be Lagosians and all that. But my mom was very insistent. Nope, you're not from Lagos. You're from Kwara State, and that's it.
And that's a fact.
Let's not
Don't fool yourself now. Maybe we know they fool ourselves. Say because they born me for Lagos, I go they claim one Lagos. For why now? Are you not proud of where you're from? Shame they catch you, ni. I'm from Ondo. Why should I claim Lagos? Why should I claim anywhere? So all I need to be governor in Oyo now, amongst other things, is to go and live in Ibadan for 10 years.
I can be governor in like Oyo State, so I can be governor in Oyo State, But then, who's keeping record? Another thing is that who's keeping record? What's the
exactly my point? How do
you prove that you've been in a particular state?
10 years?
Because you don't use visas to move from one state to another in Nigeria. So how do you confirm that this person has been in the state for 10 years?
As long as I can buy a house in Port Harcourt now, and buy another house in Owerri, and buy another house in Kano, then I've been there for 10 years in here now. She better have address there. I'll be paying taxes and doing everything there. 10 years. After 10 years, I'll come out and I want to be deputy governor of Kano. 1 year, say Onibale. Your leg will not touch ground. Please, let us not overcomplicate issues. Why do we need to be indigent of anywhere when you are a citizen of Nigeria. And you can live anywhere you want to live in.
And so that's where, I like the statement
anywhere
that you made. See, you can thrive and live anywhere. But the statement I made that don't let's overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
That's it. Because this is going to draw up a lot of issues. We're already dealing with a lot of tribalism and bigotry and, everybody is on thin ice. Don't let us, scatter things. Let's just leave things the way they are.
It's better.
Thank you very much. Anyway, still talking about that.
These bills, one of the other bills that they have, another 2 states.
Oh, yes, there's another conversation about...
WAP.
Like I said, I honestly
you will now say that you're an indigent of WAP states.
Hello.
You're a WAPite.
See, you're just...
You're a WAPino.
Okay, take for example River State. Who would have? I'm sure that before they made up River State,
River sounds nice now.
Cross River
sounds groovy.
What did I hear right?
Look, we used to have Gongola State. I loved it.
Gongola State does not sound nice
to you. I loved it.
Yeah.
I just want to be cannibalizing everything. You say WAP. The governor of WAP in his report.
I think that
the highest scoring white student is from WAP.
I think some of these bills would not. Why are you doing this? I don't like what you're doing.
There's another name. Please, the people of those states, Joko. I'm not saying you people should not get your state. There's another name, another state again. There were 2. I don't know if you can come up with it, but WAP is the one that stuck with me. WAPite.
Okay, so
Wampino.
So at the moment, a bill for an act to there's now a bill to create Prime Minister's office, and I think that I will still go back to
they don't have work.
I will still go back to what you said again, is the fact that why are we overcomplicating some things? What are we doing? See, there's already the president does not have power to do this. The president does not have power to do that. The governors, they have power. The constitution does not say you can. Now you want to add another...
Senate and House of Rep. You see, people want food on their tables. People want to pay less for services and goods. You can't pass bill like that. For instance now, a bill that we say that... we can buy turkey less than 9,000 naira per kilo.
It's not 9,000, it's 10,000 naira.
I said less than.
Why is turkey the problem?
It's just a figure of speech. You cannot come with all the things that you see. I like state creation. I know that we need to take government closer to the people, but let's not trivialize these things. And Prime Minister. So are we going back to the unitary system?
I don't even understand. Like, it means are you going to scatter the whole constitution? Because
and I have head of state who is more or less a rubber stamp. He doesn't do anything. Then we now have prime minister who is actually in charge of the government.
I think some of these bills, a lot of these bills are not going to be passed.
It is time, fellow Nigerians. The
truth is that a lot of these bills, people individually in a House of Reps brought their bills and all that. But
who are the people that you people are voting to House of
But
Assembly?
my issue is that in the space of 2 days, we have seen 2 bills being rescinded. You people passed it, then you now woke up and said, okay, no, we shouldn't do this again.
It's when we push back now. It's when we push back.
Are we going to push back? I think that this is absolute nonsense.
I'm sure some of these things they will not get the 25
the 24 states that
25,
need to be
24 they won't get it.
Interesting. Also, there are quite a number of bills. Now, today they have passed 32 of these bills. Like I said before, how many of these bills are actually being checked? And read?
They've done over 100 now.
Yes, they've done over 100. Another one of the bills that passed second reading today is the one to provide specific seats in the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly. I don't like it.
For women?
For women.
You didn't have that
Sorry,
part.
for women. I never liked it. I still don't like it because it just reeks of just dashing people. And if with the kind of society that we're in, I think it even is going to even reduce the amount of respect that they give those women in those. Because what are you going to say now? Are you going to say that, okay, this particular constituencies, or you're going to say, no, it's not for constituencies, it's just for women? I think it waters down the amount of work women that have been in the states houses of assembly, that have been in the House of Reps, that are still in the House of Reps, and how the amount of work against all odds that they've done just to sit at the table where men are. They've done everything. Everybody is on a level playing field. We talk about equity and we talk about gender equality. This is what it is. We cannot be getting professional treatment and expect to be treated the same way. I don't like it. I don't think it makes sense, but
I think women deserve more, especially in the context of this House of Assembly that we're looking at the moment. But how they're going to get it is that it has to be fair to all. Women have been relegated for too long. If you're going to enforce a certain number of seats, then the minimum you will do is 38. That will be 1 per state. That's the minimum. So in Senate, of 3 senators, there must be 1.
So that's
minimum.
36.
Minimum. Yeah, no. I'm Abuja.
Abuja is only 1 person.
So that's Senate. Then House of Rep too. As in confirmed seats, that's what I'm saying, that the minimum. So that way, instead of 4 or 5 senators that we have.
No, 3 senators.
I said 4 or 5. You don't understand. We have only 3 officially. But I said instead of 4, most times we have 3 or 4 or 5 senators. Not just this 10th Senate now, not just this 10th Assembly. Instead of the small number, that's what I'm trying to imply by 4 or 5. We're going to get 30-something.
Oh, 4 or 5 women.
Women.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm talking about that. We're talking about women. That's what I've been going on about. So in that case, you will now have collectively a minimum of 70 or so people in the house who are women. If you're not doing that much for them as women, I think the parties must be made to internalize their constitution in a way that allows not a level playing field like Dolupo is advocating for, but that allows women some advantage that they deserve, because it's sad that politics has been structured in a way that women are at a disadvantage, especially in my country, Nigeria. And if they are encouraged better, maybe like they did in some states where they didn't make them pay for their forms, their nomination forms, then maybe there's a grant that is available for campaign grants and everything. That way, they can actually fight for it, get it, and know that they own it, as against you dashing them.
Exactly, that's my own. Another interesting bill that passed the second reading is that to reduce the lengthy period of determination of pre-election petition matters and provide for the establishment of pre-election tribunals for pre-election matters and regulate the process of suspending a member of the National Assembly from legislative duties.
Yeah, we've been going on about that.
Those things need to be spelled out. I think I agree. Also, another one that passed today, which I think they're very interesting bills though, is to review the requirements that qualifies a person to be elected as president, vice president, governors, deputy governor, and I think that according to the Nigerian Constitution, I think those requirements are too low. I know that, yes, everything is not about being bookish and all that, but I think that the requirements are too low. I think that being a lawmaker in Nigeria is too much of a serious business to have only SSC. I think that is too much. You have too many people's lives at stake, too many people's lives in your hands for you to all you are required to have is SSC. Nah.
The reason why I don't have a problem with that is that if you notice through the years, the people putting themselves up for these positions have been better than the previous ones.
No, a lot of them, yes.
You
That
get-
you will not
so
take away.
that's a natural thing. So that's why I don't think you should touch it in any way, because it's always down to the quality improving within the party also.
But
see,
you can't also continue to. We can't just leave it to chance, because there
Yeah,
will always be people
I'm not
that
saying
do
I'm
not.
not saying you leave it to chance. I'm talking about internal democracy now. There are a lot of things that are going on within parties now where people come out and they'll, even within the party, they will tell you, come on, this man is a legal luminary now. He has this and that.
We saw
So
an
you go
Okada
sit down.
person become,
Exactly. How many Okada people have you seen in the house?
but it's happening.
Just
It's
one, right?
happened, yeah.
What if that Okada person has a degree? You've not seen Okada riders with degrees before.
Anyway, it's possible.
The
So we'll see.
quality has improved even with the minimum requirements. That's what I'm saying. I'm going with the facts on ground as against the sentiment of saying, oh, it might be. I'm saying what it is now. So that's not the issue.
I get your
What
point.
is
I just
important-
don't think that we should leave it to chance.
It's not leaving it to chance. Nobody's leaving anything to chance. How many people in the house are you going to point to, even in the past, that were people who were not lettered? How many are you going to point to? If you even do your research, I don't mind, come up with names. Let's look at them. It just keeps actually getting better than it gets worse.
Okay, another very interesting one is that there's now an official conversation. It's a bill for the status of the Federal Capital Territory as regards the election of the president.
Look,
I think there's already a Supreme Court judgment to that effect. I don't think there needs to be.
Abuja needs to become a full state.
Well, maybe it needs to be spelled out. At times, some of the things in Constitution are not spelled out, and people need clarity. So maybe it is. And like he had said, there are bills for creation of one and Bayero state as well. And now the House of Reps have now passed 113 bills in the past couple of days. So we'll definitely see a lot of issues, a lot of things. We hope to see more of it, and then we'll see what the Senate will do about it as well. Now let's quickly move to Rivers State. As the Rivers State government, the sole administrator has now suspended all political appointees. And like, take for example, an Ijaw group has now condemned the suspension of these Rivers appointees, saying that it is what's the word now? It is dictatorial, and
how
it
do
looks
you
like
expect political appointees of a suspended governor to work with an administrator that even you have said shouldn't be there? It don't make
Number
sense
one,
now.
my issue is, you say that are we back to the military regime? He's a retired military man. I thought we were.
Man
One,
is an administrator.
He's an administrator. He's a sole administrator for a reason. One, two. Keep in mind, most of these appointees, commissioners, SAs, SSAs, already have issues because, according to the House, they're not even supposed to be there. They are not ratified by the State's House of Assembly.
My own angle still
So,
remains.
what?
How would he, as a sole administrator, work with people who were appointed by the person he has replaced? It can't work. It's not possible. He's supposed to break away from everything he meets on ground, from the Wikis and the Fubara connections.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm even basically of the opinion that all these people already have issues. They are people that the House of Assembly is part of the issues that they have in Rivers State already. So why are we going back and forth with this drama? I think that it is unnecessary. It's kind of, anyway. Still talking about that, the PDP governors have now officially challenged the suspension of Siminalayi Fubara at the Supreme Court.
When Dolupo says PDP, she means 7 PDP governors, because there are more than 7, but only 7 of them Osun State included, that have actually approached the court now, saying that through their attorneys generals that they're going to, challenge every decision that the president took that was ratified by the House. And they're saying that he has no such powers and it shouldn't be happening. And of course, these are the kind of things that we need in a democracy. I was watching former aide of the vice president, the former vice president. His name is Akonde, Laolo Akonde, where he was saying that Fubara should be the one actually going to court by himself. That if it was Tinubu that was suspended by a president, that Tinubu will fight it fully. That why is Fubara not at the forefront of his own battles and everything? And that would be interesting, that funny thing is Mr. H.E. Fubara has not really, spearheaded his own fights in this matter. The funny thing is that if you look at how funny politics can be, when Wike, whom is at loggerheads with now, brought him out, all these other PDP people were against Fubara.
They definitely were against
because
him.
They had someone else.
But he's not in.
That's what I'm saying. That
now.
I said that's how funny politics is. And now the governors have also taken it a step further by going to challenge this.
I honestly think that with this case, first things first, what popped in my head was that what happened to the rest of the governors? So are we saying that some PDP governors are saying that they do not? And this is very interesting because I remember there was, I think it was the governor of Cross River? There was a particular governor, yes, I think it was Cross River State, who was a PDP governor that had actually come out when this matter came out, and the South governors there was a statement from South governors, and he had come out to say that he did not, he was not consulted before that statement was put out. It's interesting that it's not out of place that he's not part of the governors that took the president to court. So it's safe to say that 5 of the PDP governors are okay with that decision. That's one. 2, I think that also these governors are fighting for themselves. I think that.
Yeah, I said that last week too, because that's why I was harping on Osun State. Interesting news. The one that even amazes me the most when I saw this list was that the person that talked about this last week was the governor of Oyo State, saying that they were going to take the governor to, they were going to take the president to court. He's not part of the 7 governors. What had now changed between last week and now? Well, on our headline is Senate versus Telecom Operators. We didn't get around to that, but the story now is that they have heard that Nigerians are complaining at the cost of data, mobile data on their mobile devices, and the Senate is wading into this matter. Hopefully, they'll be able to at least find a middle ground.
About it. Also, quickly, you just wanted to put it out there. Aminu Bayero, do we say the suspended or the sacked Kano Emir? We don't know which one is the Emir of Kano now.
One of the emirs says that there will be no Doba.
He has now cancelled. So
we're waiting for the other Emir to cancel too.
I don't see
so that
happening.
There will be peace in the land.
I don't see that happening, but I think that it's good that at least one person seems to have piped down. Also, sadly, former Oyo State Governor, late Abiola Ajimobi, has now lost his first daughter as well.
Yeah, she died 42 or so.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
It is really sad. Quickly before we go, there are quite a number of things that we couldn't touch, but
man, shout out to the Arsenal ladies, man.
Yeah, I know you talked about it yesterday.
I'm so happy that they were able to turn it around against Real Madrid.
That was kind of shocking. It was shocking. One thing that I wanted to talk about was the former Minister of Sports in Nigeria that has now said that World Cup hopes have now been suffering since he left office.
Bring him back. He would go and beat all the other people so that Nigeria will qualify. Bring him back.
The man still sounds pained that he left. Well, was one that said that
for a president that returned almost everybody and dropped
you. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.